Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and welcome to day one of Disney month. This is basically an excuse for me to barrel through a lot of the Disney tracks that are on my to-do list that I just really want to listen to anyway, but it's also nice to have a moment of themedness. So yes, basically my intention is, if all goes to plan, I'm going to release at least one, if not two videos per week over the course of February. And they will all be Disney stuff. First of all, let me just say apologies. I'm recording this well in advance of February because that's the only way I'm going to be able to get that kind of momentum going. And so I do still have the back end of this cough. I apologize if I'm a little bit hoarse and clearing my throat a little during this video. This is going to be a look at a brand new group for me, and that is Voctave. I thought this was a great time to bring them on because by far the most recommended piece of music by them for me is their Disney medley. Their Princess Medley. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And I'm really looking forward to this. I know nothing about Voctave other than they're sort of the fourth of the big four a cappella groups. I know they're quite different. I did a quick study on their website just to kind of get a momentary vibe for who they are. So I know there's 11 people. The only one I recognize is EJ Cardona, because I reacted to one of his guest spots in VoicePlay. I Can't Make You Love Me. So him I'm familiar with. Everybody else is new to me, so I'm looking forward to discovering a new group. Also a new first for this one. This is slightly sort of an experiment, so I'm hoping the sound comes out okay in this video. I guess if it doesn't, you'll never know because I won't post it. But I'm recording for the first time with an external microphone because the one on this headset has been giving me grief for about a month. So fingers crossed this will improve the sound. I think I might get a little bit more background noise, but I think the overall sound quality is going to be far better. Fingers crossed. Yes, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you haven't been here before. The way I work is I'm going to go straight through the video and just emote and exclaim over the top of it the joy I'm experiencing, because I know from what people have said I'm going to really love this. And then I go back and watch it again, pausing, interrupting, and offering what analysis and commentary I feel I can based on what I've just seen. So that's what's going on. If you're just here for the reaction, the first sort of quarter or so of the video is for you. And if you'd like to join me for the analysis, that's great too. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you'd like to know whenever my videos come out. I have a schedule, when I can hit it, of weekly at 5 PM on Friday. That's my intention. And then the plan from there is I'm hoping this month I'm going to release a second video, probably on Tuesday. And that way I can get lots of Disney stuff done during the course of the month. Do also, if you would like to, head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts and you can donate there to support the channel. Huge thanks to both Patricia and Jen, who recently bought me a lot of coffee. I really, really appreciate that. And because I'm recording this in January, I'm actually donating 50% of the proceeds from that to the PTSD Association of Canada. At the time of recording, I'm still doing those donations, so I don't have a final figure, but the first video I record in February, once I know the final tally of that, I will report on what that donation is going to be. But thank you to everybody who's been supporting me on that. So as of now, as of this video, that sum is complete, and I will be donating it as soon as the funds have cleared through my account. So that's that. Anything else? No, I don't think so. I think let's just go into this and see what awesome vocal stuff Voctave has in store. I'm really excited for this. They're going to be very different for me. VoicePlay, home free pentatonics, all groups of 4 or 5 people, so having a group of 11 is going to be a very different experience. And I'm just really excited to see what they've done with this. So here, without any further delay, is Voctave's Disney Princess Medley. Oh, lovely sound. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, wow. What a voice. Oh, that sound. The breadth of that chord, the fullness is beautiful. Wow! Oh my goodness! Her voice is so pure. That's gorgeous. Ooh, nice deep note there too.
I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam yet.
That's cute. Oh, this is beautiful. Another gorgeous soloist. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, the rubato in this is just perfect. Oh, some Ariel.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
Oh,
Wouldn't you think
another gorgeous voice. Of course.
a girl who has everything? I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get
Oh.
some answers.
There's a cool line in the middle there somewhere.
Fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? When I love.
Oh, this is it's so full. I love this. I beg your pardon. Wow, that soprano. Woo! That's Kate, I think.
Wish I could be.
Oh, her voice is so perfect for Ariel. That transition.
Look at me. I will never pass for a perfect bride.
Oh,
Or a
beautiful.
perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part.
I love the different qualities in each of the ladies' voices.
That if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart. Who is that girl I see?
Oh,
Staring straight back at me. Why is my reflection someone I don't know?
oh wow.
I cannot hide who I am, though I've tried.
Oh, this is just beautiful. The breadth of harmony is. Excuse me? Wow! Oh, such a beautiful voice. Oh.
Are people who look and think like you? But if not the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never
Oh, I love that line so much. Talking of painting with colour, we've got to talk about the vocal sounds of the chorus. It's just, oh, so good!
You can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Oh. Oh, I love this! Oh, wow.
Someday when my dreams come true.
Oh my goodness! That is, I'm tearing up. Oh my goodness, that is utterly beautiful. Wow, what a stunning, stunning arrangement. And the use of the voices. Of course, I hadn't really thought about it, but it makes complete sense that it would be only the ladies who would be at the forefront of this one, because it's the princesses. But I love the choices. These are... my sort of youth with Disney was slightly unusual, because my family wasn't a particularly big Disney family. I went to Disney World when I was 3, and I didn't go again until January 2020. It was lucky timing. We squeaked that holiday in just before everything started closing down. But I obviously grew up with some of the movies, and what's actually lovely for me in this is they touched on pretty much all the ones that I did grow up with. The only... In terms of the princesses, I think Aladdin would be the only one. Jasmine, of course, missing from this medley. And then it was things like the Aristocats and the Lion King. And that was sort of pretty much my sole entry to Disney. And I really started getting into the movies and a lot later. So yeah, I think this is very much tailored to me, which is great. Wow, what a sound! And it's great because there's 11 people. I'm assuming there's a little bit of doubling going on. So there's 2 people singing the tenor part or whatever it happens to be. And so what you get there that you don't get with the other groups that I've been watching, at least unless they're singing more in unison than usual, is you get a bit more variety of timbre on the same note, which widens it a little bit, because even if I'm standing next to another sort of baritone and we both sing, say for the sake of argument, a C3, our C3s, and we're both singing on the same vowel sound, they will sound different because our vocal cords are built differently, our resonant areas are built differently, so the inside of my mouth, my chest, my nasal cavity, they're all a different shape, and so that sound comes out slightly differently. And so what's great with having that doubling is there's a wider breadth of sort of sound variety on the same note, and that fills things out a little bit more. And that's something that the other groups don't really do, because they don't have the manpower to do it, and it's that's a different sound. This is more of a chorus, and where I use chorus, for example, as I record this, I've just recently finished recording Nothing Else Matters and Tennessee Whiskey for VoicePlay, and I've used the word chorus there to differentiate the 2 or 3 people who are singing the accompaniment as opposed to the soloist. This, in Voctave, is a real chorus. Like, this is much closer to choral music, because there are so many of them. They have that ability. And what's lovely is they have enough people to have lots of parts, and so these chords are so full because there are so many notes in them. I love this. Let's go back and have a look at this. This is just beautiful. And there's so much in the arrangement that works to what they're doing. I'm really, really excited to look at this and then to dig into more of their work, because just, wow. Right there, very simple, 4 chords in. There's no long intro. There doesn't need to be for this, and it's a long enough piece of music. There probably shouldn't be, but it just sets us a tone of, here is the sound of 11 people singing. And they've also chosen it's not aggressive. They're not using percussive consonants like a d or a p. It's I think I caught it halfway through. I think they're singing Lu. Yeah, you can see it a little bit in the mouth movement as well. I thought they were just singing ooh the first time through. I wasn't sort of paying huge attention. Now I can go back and look at it, and I'm seeing the mouth movement that indicates that they're pronouncing something. So I'm pretty sure they're singing Lu. And it's nice because an L is a soft consonant. It leads very naturally. The position for L, you could have a L, but it's more the way they're pronouncing it, the L, Lu. It leads very naturally into the mouth position. There's not a huge change going on, which enables this intro to be quite subtle. And it just builds the atmosphere of the group, and that's just really, really nice.
Someday my prince will come. Someday I'll find my love.
So this is Kate. Please correct me if I get any of these names wrong. As I say, I studied the website to try and learn who is who. Just as it happened, the way they present it on the website is the ladies at the top, men at the bottom, and so actually I learned the ladies' names better, which is going to work out quite well for this video. I hope I get everybody correct. If I don't, please do let me know. But this is Kate singing Snow White here, and I love the purity of her voice. We're going to talk about that high soprano later on. She does some incredible things with it here as well, but those super high notes we'll come back to. But here, this clarity, it's so classic Disney, having this really pure sound. She has the perfect voice to be playing this part. So I'm just going to put this behind me, it's getting in my way. And she's being supported by this lovely accompaniment that this is in 3/4. So some, 2, 3, day, 2, 3. And what we have here is the chorus just changing every bar. They change the chord, and I think it's the 4th bar in, the basses have a la, da, da, they move slightly, but there's nothing crazy going on. It's just supporting the soloist, and that's such a great choice because it just gives us room to listen to what's going on and to have it as not just be a bare sound. And I've talked about this in terms of bass solos with Jeff Castellucci in VoicePlay. He's sort of the biggest example. I think it would track for Tim as well in Home Free. In those cases, you have this section where there's a bass singing so deep that they could sound apart from the rest of the chorus without the correct support, and they arrange well enough that they have this beautiful support. Same thing happens here. When you have a soprano going up this high, you want them to feel supported, and you want them to sound supported, and the way that this has been arranged... I didn't check. Just going to check now. For anyone who hasn't seen my earlier channels, by the way, I will always hide that video when I go to minimize the windows, simply because this is a work computer, and just occasionally I forget that I've left a tab open I'm behind an NDA for, so it's easier to disappear it. Jamie Ray. I know that name. So Jamie Ray has arranged this. I think I saw him. I think he might just be just off screen to the left right now, next to EJ. Maybe? I think that might be him. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still learning all of this. New group, there's a lot to get used to, but I'm pretty sure he's the one who's arranged it. Kudos to you, sir. This is a fantastic arrangement. Really, really is. Anyway, back to it. Yeah, I think this is Jamie here with the purple shirt. As I say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's you. Hats off to you for this arrangement. Oh, and let's bring this back up. I always do that. Oh, this is also nice too. She's going to sit higher up now, And there's a bit more emotion we've got into the song now. She's putting a little more emotion into the voice, so the chorus changes from oohs to ahs, and there's a bigger support there for a bigger moment in the song. Really, really nice arrangement work. Oh, such beautiful work moving between these notes as well. Like, the further you get towards the extreme of your range, the harder you have to work to keep things sounding that pure. This obviously is not the extreme of her range, as we are going to hear later on in the video, but even so, she's still going extremely high. You know, she really is a super high soprano. I'm verging on the realm of saying she's maybe a coloratura, which is a sort of operatic voice style, often typified by fast movements and trills and things like that. She obviously has some vibrato going on here, but it's those high notes later on that are making me think she's got a little bit more of that sort of coloratura style voice. I don't know if that's what she considers herself. Let me know in the comments. But whatever it is gorgeous. Lovely move there too. The chorus comes back into the ooh at the end, but they have this lovely run down. Listen to this. I didn't go back quite far enough to catch it. That's beautiful. And it closes everything back down again. We're bringing the chorus back down to match the fact that Kate is about to come in lower. That's lovely. Again, lovely use of arrangement here. He'll whisper, "I love you," and then the chorus repeats, "I love you," which is, I mean, of course, that's such a powerful statement. And so it makes complete sense that you have a little call and response element there, and steal a kiss or two, much more emotional, much more intimate. And so actually, rather than pulling back, which is one option, what they've chosen to do there is open back out into the R, and you have this warmth. You feel the love for a moment there with this beautiful support that's been given to Kate. Oh, such lovely work going on here. Quite apart from the fact that she sails right up to that note with seemingly no effort whatsoever and then holds it. And it's so clear, lovely vibrato. This song also has these jumps. Da 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 ba. Like, she's jumping right up there and then ba 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 ba. She's hopping around. And again, not the extreme of her range, but still high. And the control that she has over her voice there is something else. Ah, that's interesting too. This makes sense for a larger group. We have somebody, forgive me, I'm not 100% sure who this is, on the very left-hand side here, half out of frame right now, who is conducting a little bit. He's giving a little bit of guidance, not on everything. Like, you'll notice in the middle of that line, from the beginning to the middle of that line, he was just there allowing them to do their thing. But then when we have these long notes where they need a cutoff so that we get this beautiful precision, that's the great thing. You don't want to have this situation where, you know, to take an example, you have a word, let's say, I don't know, cats. You don't want to have this situation where you sing cats and you get this little dotted cutoff all over the group. Obviously, these guys are professional enough not to do that, but it makes sense that there is somebody there who's also guiding them and just leading those cutoffs and what have you. That's just one of those small things you pick up on and realize, yep, that makes total sense, but also, you know, the professionalism of the group, they could probably do this beautifully without that, but it also makes sense to have it. Oh, Oh, lovely bass note there. I'm assuming that this group just on our left is the basses. We're now staring straight at the sopranos, the altos to the right, the three ladies, and then the basses on the far right as the camera looks at it. That would be my assumption, if assuming they've broken up by vocal types, and certainly it sounds like that to an extent with the voices of the ladies, although I feel like there's some height in the group singing alto as well. I feel like there's some very big ranges in here. This transition, and all of these transitions, they are so... What's so impressive in a transition in a medley is when you are able to transition from a song to a song, and somehow that transition feels... it feels like, rather than... It obviously doesn't go as a straight line, I guess this way, so it's easier to read. It doesn't go as a straight line like that, but what you don't want to have is have it like this, where it goes to there, and then suddenly it's like, boom, and you switch into the other song and you're on a different level. What you want is something where it just goes like this. It's just a straight line curve, and you leave the one part behind and you go into the other part, and it's a natural... There's no sense of effort in the change, and that's what is happening here. These transitions are just perfect because they feel like they're coming out of the one song, but by the time you reach the new entry, you feel like you're in the tone of the next. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great things here. First thing, just because I was talking about the chorus, I love that they come in here on a do. And it's not it's not do, do, it's a do, do, do. There's no change, there's no effort put into the D, but it's there. It's a pronounced statement at the beginning of each sound. And it just gives it this kind of bounce that the previous song did not have. And it also differentiates it. We're in a different sound now to the one we were in a minute ago. This is, I want to say, Tiffany singing Aurora here. I love the tone of her voice. It's a little bit more, it's very, very slightly darker, which is not to say it's a dark tone at all, but it has a little bit more, it's a little richer than Snow White, and it's just giving it a different timbre again and differentiating the characters, which is fantastic. Also, a lovely, beautiful voice here.
You once upon a dream, I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam yet.
That, to me, is what I would call the classic Disney sound. They've captured it really well there, where you have that large chorus singing, supporting the soloist, and you just have this full sound going on. It really feels like classic Disney right there, and I absolutely love it. Also, some beautiful harmonies happening here. I love the humor of this yet, but what's really nice is the yet is the true resolution. If we listen... Right in there's someone singing Gleam. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Gleam, gleam. And then they resolve from there to yet. Because here's our key, so Gleam. That's actually a minor sixth. So they are, we've got this lovely, it's a beautiful chord, and there's this hint of minor dissonance coming through that resolves with the yet. And it's such a great, it's a nice humorous moment. We have this kind of very sharp cutoff that separates it, but it's also the perfect end to this phrase. Excuse me.
I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam yet.
Oh, and that bass drop as well. Gleam yet. That's great. It puts a bit of punctuation into the chorus. There's some lovely energy coming from Tiffany. She's obviously got, I'm going to go back and listen to her now, but I just wanted to listen to the chorus there. The chorus can support in so many different ways, and sometimes it's emphasizing a slightly more hard-hitting sound, like the t at the end of yet, especially. Excuse me, especially because the yet is clipped. Yet. It's a very sharp sound compared to everything that's just come before it, reaching all the way back to the beginning of the performance. And so it stands out, and the fact that the chorus is doing the same thing just makes it this real key moment of, you know, you snap to attention for a second. Anyway, jumping back a sec. So listening too much to the chorus. It's a whole part of this thing, but I want to listen to Tiffany as well.
For you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, the gleam in your eyes is so familiar a gleam yet.
The play here is so great in her voice. You can see it in the smile that's on her face. I'm sure a part of that is for vocal sound, but it's also, you can see her enjoyment in singing this. It's such a beautiful song. And I love, she has that, as I mentioned, it's a slightly less light quality compared to that pure as a bell quality that Kate had. And yet you still got this lovely sailing melody going on here. It's a slightly more airy tone to Tiffany's voice. And it's nice because it offers a contrast while still clearly being in the same world. I love how there's a word there. The eyes there, the gleam in your eyes. The way she leads up to that build in her voice there, it's so, like, you can see, through sound alone, you can see her staring into the eyes of her prince. It's such good use of her voice there.
So familiar a gleam yet.
I love too her little performance there too. Familiar. It's that kind of almost like you can imagine the you know, cliche pink hearts or whatever hovering around, and then you just have that cheeky kind of yet, and up come the shoulders, and there's just like it brings a little bit of humor into all of this. It's so touching.
I know it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I know what you'll do.
So here, you can see a lot more direction going on here, a lot more conducting. I love that even though we've still got a very similar tone, she hasn't got much louder. She is starting to climb up, but the chorus has gone back into those R's again, and it's kind of giving a bit of drive to what she's singing now that wasn't there before. It's nice. She's kind of gone to this, it's that pragmatic turn of, yet, you know, I know these visions aren't always what they seem, but I'm, you know, and then the confidence returns, and the chorus is echoing that, and these beautiful rising chords. It's just, oh, this is so well done, man.
I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once, the way you did once upon a dream.
Oh, just gorgeous. I love the quality she has there. I've used exactly these two words, I think, to describe Ellie and somebody else in a VoicePlay video. But where you had purity in Kate's voice, there's a clarity in Tiffany's voice here that is just beautiful, and it's perfect for these sort of wistful notes that she's singing right up at the top here. It's just so gorgeous. I love this. I'm going to take a moment here while I stop between princesses just to say how much I'm enjoying what they've done with the video here. Obviously, this isn't a performance video, it's effectively a recording video. And it's really nice seeing the group working together. It's something that I think in the videos, I'm trying to think if I've seen it at all really. I guess Auld Lang Syne, the home free video, a little bit, but I feel like what you're seeing here is the recording process. It's how they got this stunning audio printed. And it's just really nice. It's a nice way of videoing it. We get to see everybody. There's no distraction from the quality of the music, which isn't a bad thing, incidentally. It's simply a statement. And we're getting to see everybody working together. and creating this. It's a very harmonious feel to this video as we see them all doing their thing. It's just a really nice touch. And I feel like the studio doesn't particularly distract, even though we have cables and stands and microphones and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't distract from what's going on at all. It's a really nice choice for what they've done. I've seen a couple of other thumbnails for Voctave videos pop up in my recommendations, and I feel like this is not something that's unique for this video. I think they've done this a few times. I don't know what their other styles are like, whether there are videos where they have more of a performance bent. I don't know, we'll see as we go, but I'm really enjoying this. Okay, so this now is going to be Sarah, yes, singing Ariel. And I love that it's under that final note we start getting the instrumental part for Part of Your World coming out.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything?
I love how we're widening and widening and widening as we go on. You can hear it in that, particularly in those last couple of notes there, where you can hear Kate very quietly in the background, just climbing and climbing and climbing. The basses drop down a section. This is beautiful opening.
My collection's, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
And actually what we have here is the ooh. It's that same figure from the very, very introduction to this, before Kate even started singing, coming back through again here. Sarah's voice is so Ariel. I haven't listened to The Little Mermaid recently, but I'm getting a vibe of Jodie Benson coming through this. This is beautiful.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything?
I feel like she's putting just a touch more performance into her vocal, by which I mean there's a slight theatricality to the way that she's singing this. I feel like as we've gone along, Kate sang Snow White very straight, which actually I think is really kind of how Snow White should be sung, and so arguably that's the same is true of her there. And then Tiffany had just a little bit more. I think Sarah's putting in a touch more still, which could arguably also be said to be the evolution of the princesses. Once you get to Ariel, there is a little bit more, there's a bit more going on. She is arguably a more active princess than than the others. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. Still having to take a moment sometimes to deal with my throat. I don't entirely remember what I was saying. I apologize. Oh yes, I was saying I just feel like as time goes on, the princesses become more and more active, and I feel like that's also represented in the way that they're singing these, which is fantastic. That makes complete sense to me. Anyway.
I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want...
Ah, that's really nice. I love that as she sings galore, rather than opening from an oo to an ah, they actually open to the or sound of galore. And so it just kind of enforces that moment, which is really, really nice. And again, it doesn't feel like it intrudes, because the sound that starts coming out in that moment is the same sound that Sarah is singing herself. That's great.
Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? I've got...
There's such a lovely motion in the chorus there. Da, 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 da. It's nice. It's kind of a wave motion. You know, we're in the ocean. If I'm stretching for something, but I don't feel it's that much of a stretch. I just think the way that I can't get over how effectively this has been arranged to keep the motion going while still keeping the focus pretty much exclusively on whoever is singing the solo at that point in time. This is brilliant.
Got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. But but who cares?
That's interesting too. You don't always hear "I got 20" sung, or at least the end of it sung. You know, "I got 20." It can be very easily a spoken line. I like that she drops it back down again there for a moment. Just something different. It's nice. I like it.
You want thingamabobs? I got 20, but who cares? No big deal. I want more.
That's so lovely too. You get this gradual opening from
No big deal.
from the ooh to the oh, and then they sing "I want more." This chorus build at this point in time is just perfect, and it's supportive of what's going on, but it's also increasing the tension and the volume and the fullness of what's going on in the background at the same time. It's great.
I want more. And I'm ready to know what the people know.
There's some really interesting stuff going on here. I love that we just have this held note on at the top. The na. Meanwhile, you've got the basses moving.
And I'm ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some.
So you got the basses are really filling out those chords. But then there's this tenor part, which sounds like it's doing. Is that it?
What the people know. Ask them my questions and get some.
I think.
And I'm ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some.
Oh, that's really. I think it's like da 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 over and over again. Then there's suddenly a da 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 da. Get some answers. That's really nice. And what's so great about it is it's going on in the background, and I'm actively sitting here listening, trying to analyze everything I'm hearing. So I hone in on that. But I feel like you could not hear it and yet be completely aware of the effect that it's having on you listening to the piece of music. It's great.
And I'm ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers.
And that's such a great choice. Get Some Answers is fully sung by the chorus, which, I mean, isn't that Ariel's entire purpose to begin with? She wants answers to things. She's curious. And so that is such a great line to then have the chorus just in complete harmonic unison.
And I'm ready to
Didn't mean to go back quite that far.
ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word?
And then the tenors started doing that again, I think, and then just dropped off it very quickly to move into this kind of more active motion. Sarah's building and building, and the chorus is just holding right there with her. This is fantastic.
Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word?
What's the word? Kind of falls off the word a little bit. I like that, the thought process. Rather than necessarily having it, what's the word? Burn really kind of allows herself to still be thinking. As, you know, she's trying to puzzle out the language a little bit. It's great. I love... This is the closest it's got to the chorus being equal to the soloist, and yet the soloist is still clearly audible over the top. That's great.
What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's in my turn? When I love to explore.
This is also sort of the deepest harmony we've felt, I think, through this. You really get a sense of the basses holding their own and pumping out that bass note more than we've had to date. And it's just really effective because this is such a big build in the song, and we really feel like it's the breadth of the harmony is doing as much work as the volume and the vowel sound. They're expanding this out more and more as we go through. I talk about evolution a lot in these videos because the arrangements in these groups are so good at that. And this is just another example of it working really, really well.
What's the word? Burn. When's in my turn? When I love to explore that shore above.
What I need to know, I was playing around with a piano app earlier. Let me find that. That's 4, 5. That's 6. Wow, that's a C sharp 6. That's beautiful. And she has such clarity on it. And there's two things that are really impressive here. One, she's hitting a note that high and not interrupting the soloist in any way. But she's also blending in with the chorus. And I don't know if this is how they recorded this, or whether they actually recorded soloists separately and things like that. If they recorded it like this, the fact that she's able to keep that so under control in a room with a bunch of microphones is incredible. This is fabulous. Wow.
Out of the sea, wish
Oh.
I could be part of that.
Beautiful bell chords. I love that even though the chord has changed, they still hit that for the final note. So we're sticking with that sense of incompleteness about having a fifth at the top. You wouldn't necessarily think to do that all the time, but it's a lovely note to have hanging over the top of this.
I could be part of that world.
And what's so nice is because we've had motion in the chorus, again, another example of a beautiful transition. There's nothing unexpected about having the chorus moving at this point. This is lovely.
Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride.
Again, beautiful clarity here. We have a deeper voice coming in. This, I believe, is Ashley. Have I got that right? Yes. Performing Mulan. And I love the tone of the voice here. Again, and this is it. I keep saying it, but it's different to everyone who's come before. Of course it is, different person, but also different, like a different kind of tessitura and register that's being sung in here. And it's just lovely hearing it come in here, and the harmony is a little lower. It's not dark, it's just lower. And it allows, it's giving the space for Ashley's voice to come through at the pitch she's singing.
I will never look at me. I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part. Now I see.
Again, lovely use of motion here to support what Ashley's doing. We get to the end of this line, and these lovely oohs that have been very quietly in the background, suddenly we have that much stronger sound for the ra, and we're straight back into the ooh, but it propels us into her next line. It's a great use of emotion in the arrangement.
This part. Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart.
Oh my goodness, this harmony is just so lovely. The balance that they have struck across this, we're getting the fullness of the chords. No, things are only standing out when they're supposed to. It's just stunning, and I love Ashley's voice. It's so rich. There's a real sense of like emotion and soul in what she's singing here. You know, I would break my family's heart. You can feel a bit of conflict in what she's singing. It's just, this is great.
That if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me?
And this is an interesting example because she has got so much louder all of a sudden. She's gone up. She's projecting more. She's put more power into her voice, and the chorus has stayed mostly the same. And it's great because in this moment, you know, who is this I see staring back at me? Mulan's very alone. Like this isn't her with her friends swimming around at the bottom of the ocean talking about all the cool stuff that she's got. This is much more introspective, and so allowing her voice to be the powerful thing in the moment and not have the chorus come up to support kind of creates that slight sense of isolation there. And it's not that the chorus isn't supporting her, they're just doing it in a different way. I really, really like that.
Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? Why is my reflection someone I don't know?
Wow. And as she comes up to this bigger note, that's when the chorus comes. We've created the isolation, and now we can bring the chorus up to support. It's, in this song particularly, I just think this is standing out as exceptional chorus arrangement. I really, really do. I mean, all of it is, but in this one in particular. Let's just go back on that again. I want to hear this.
My reflection me. Why is my reflection someone I don't know?
Oh.
I cannot hide.
Wow! That held note, what was that? So that's now an E flat 6. She's just going up and up, isn't she? Oh, wow. And I love that ability to hold that on for so long above the top, not in any way, shape, or form interrupting, but it's just there, and then she has that lovely little run down at the end of that note. Also, the basses drop at the moment that she goes up. It's this lovely thing, I've talked about it many times before, this opening up of going to the highest point and the lowest point. Although I wonder if, I think she might go higher. If I remember my astonishment correctly. But it's lovely when you get that breadth, because it really enforces the power of the emotion that's going on at the moment. And you have this, what's so great with this, because Ashley's voice is on the lower end of the ladies, she's beautifully kind of sandwiched with harmony. You have lots of lovely stuff going on below her, but you've also got some stuff going on above as well, and her voice is still coming out so clearly. The mixing in this is also fantastic. It's really beautifully done, and that is as much on them as it is on the person who's actually done the electronic mixing of it later on. Oh, and Tiffany too comes up. I didn't catch that. Jumps up so that we've now got this lovely perfect fifth going on. That's a beautiful, just that jump up at the beginning of the next line. Oh. There's a real sense of longing in Ashley's voice here. It's just beautiful. I love her as Mulan. This is gorgeous, and the arrangement is just tugging at those heartstrings and really adding to what she's doing here. This is so good. Oh yeah, there we go. What's that? That's an F6. Like, I spend most of my time in these videos gawping at the basses, especially because I've been more of a bass than I am now, but I've always enjoyed bass instruments and things like that. That makes it no less astonishing when somebody can do this and go completely the other way. An F6, my goodness. And the clarity of it, the fact that yet again, it is still so, like, well in the mix. And again, that's on her as much as it is on the technician who's doing the engineering of this. Oh, wow. it's just mind-blowingly beautiful. I actually need to go back and make a point of listening to Ashley, because this is the one time I will say Kate distracts me, just because of what she's doing there. So I'm going to pointedly listen to what Ashley's doing here too. But my goodness, I don't remember the last time I heard someone sing that cleanly. Like, that's operatic singing in my experience. I've never heard that done in a choral environment. Wow!
My reflection show who I am inside.
Oh, that's beautiful. You're obviously supposed to listen to Kate at that point in time. There's a couple of clues to that. One is that Ashley kind of blends back into the chorus very slightly. Not to take away from what she's doing in the slightest. Oh, you're coming up again. Yeah. Tim says hi. Where are you? There we go. Say hi to the folks. We nickname him Mudge, short for curmudgeon, because occasionally he is one. Like Ash, you can still hear Ashley separate from everybody else, but she is blending back into the chorus a little bit. Also, the camera has swung round to look at Kate. And even though we're singing the whole part of this room, it's no coincidence, I think, that it's this moment that we've come back to this side of the room. And so, yeah, there's definitely, it's meant to be a focus on Kate at that point in time, even as, like, the quality of Ashley's sound there, she's got a lovely vibrato, I think I'm hearing, that comes in a little later on in the note. But the purity of that, the fit of it, leading into this gorgeous harmony, that's just beautiful.
When will my reflection show who I am inside?
And then we come back into this beautiful, quiet moment. And it's just gorgeous. Oh, this is so beautifully sung. Well done, well done. And then a lovely... This is I think the simplest transition of all, because we just go into the next song, right?
Who I am inside. You think the only people who are people who look and think like you.
Such a lovely tone. Now this is Crystal singing Pocahontas. A lovely tone. What I love here is that we're just left with Ashley singing the inside, and it's just that sa, and Crystal comes in underneath her, and you get a different tone, but it feels like a continuation. That's what's so good about all these transitions. It never feels like we're going into a different piece of music. It feels like a continuation of what's happening, and that's what makes a really, really good medley. Oop. There we go. Sorry, my mouse is there. Ah.
Like you are people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew. Have you ever...
Oh, lovely support. This is beautiful. I love Crystal's tone here is gorgeous. It's such a richness to the words that she's singing, and you know, such important words still. You'll learn things you never knew. I have always loved that line, but also what an important thought to be able to have. You know, if you never knew something, you don't know you need to know it, but you still maybe need to know it. It's great. I love that. Covered in cat hair now. But yeah, Crystal's tone here, that depth, the richness that's going on is gorgeous, and then the chorus swelling up to support as she goes into this next phrase. This is just gorgeous.
If you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew.
And I love the little, like, all of them. There's been this lovely sense that they have the freedom to have a little bit of push and pull in how they're singing things. It's not just straight the notes that are written there. Never knew you, never knew. Like, she's not sticking strictly to tempo. She's letting it pull a little bit. And it's so lovely because it's given them all the ability to have a little bit of individualism in how they perform it, which makes it even more them. and therefore it sounds even more like legit and honest. It's great.
You'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bucket why he grinned? We need to sing with...
I love this change as well, as we have this kind of this swell and drop going on here in the chorus. So, and she's got this beautiful passion going on in her voice here, and it's just it stands alone, but again it's supported by what the chorus is doing. I'm sounding like a broken record now, but it's just a point worth mentioning every time because they're doing it so well. It's interesting too, watching Ashley there, you can see the different sounds. So it's oh, like they're changing multiple times to close off the sound, change the nature of that swell, then it comes right back out again, and it's a darker sound this time. It's a bit kind of a little bit more rounded. They're changing the vowels they're singing to affect the sound so much. It's a really great use of the chorus in the arrangement.
Or ask the grinning bucket why he grinned. We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind.
Oh, that's so beautiful. She's got a lovely clarity to her here, Crystal, in what she's doing. It's just sailing out over the top of this, and as that chorus just drops back down and we have this lovely slight dissonance as she's singing the last couple of notes there that come through, and it just allows that second on the wind, the wind, just to kind of sit there and feel a little bit incomplete, and we know something else is coming. It's beautiful.
To paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
These lovely examples of where the chorus just drops and we just leave that beautiful solo voice just to carry on. One more time. And how quiet the chorus is here too. And yet beautifully clear. It's very hard to sing quietly and keep that purity of sound. This is beautiful.
You can paint with all the colors of the wind. When will my reflection shut down once upon a dream?
Wow, she holds that on the entire time through. Literally, wind is held on until a dream. No breath. That's beautiful. The quality in that tone, she holds it so well.
When will my reflection shut down once upon a dream?
Oh, that is just that is beautiful. I love the choice to just leave the men out. Hey bud, let's just focus on the ladies for a minute. Let's let them each have their moment telling this story one more time before we finish the song. Oh, that hits real hard. It's beautiful. Such an excellent choice.
Someday when my dreams come true.
Oh, also beautiful. Is it just, it's one person that's moving? Two, I think. There's someday when my dreams come true. And there's someone just underneath that, I think. It's so subtle, it's such light movement.
Someday when my dreams come true.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't tell quite if it's 2 or 3 people because the movement is so subtle. But there's someone who's singing there. There's the car come true, and then you've got the da 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 da, da, which is a little bit more obvious. But it's so simple what they've done here, keeping most of the notes the same as you go through that. It just allows this beautiful purity of tone. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And then you have that moment's wait, and then in come the gents. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely love it. That is just stunning. Sorry, I realised you may have heard Timmy meowing over the background. He's just far enough away that I can't reach him, trying to announce that it's dinner time, which it's not. But yes, such is him. But yeah, that is just beautiful. I think that is such a peaceful, calm, and gentle end, which really fits in with the nature of all of those songs. They all have their powerful moments, but they're also very gentle, and they're gorgeous pieces of music, and that has been put together so very well. I am extremely impressed with the arranging and all of that. It is the progression is so logical through everything. It's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Voctave's work. I knew I was going to enjoy them, and that just proves the point. Well, that's that for this one. Thank you very much for being here with me. I hope that you have enjoyed everything I had to offer here in this video. I will definitely be doing some more Voctave. I don't know if I'll fit them in again in Disney Month, just because I have so many videos I've already want to cover. But they'll certainly be back very shortly. Please do like this video if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button to join me on my reaction journey. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified each time one of my videos comes out. And if you would like to, please do head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, and you can buy a coffee there or two to donate to the channel. And that would be very, very kind indeed. For the time being, though, as I say, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very, very much for being here. Take care. Have a good afternoon, evening, twilight, whatever time of day it happens to be when you're watching this. 5 o'clock in the morning? No, don't do that. And take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.